Welcome all. So today we are going to discuss some topics related to IT and only a very brief description of the following topics are needed. So let's begin. IT in service of disabled. You know the problems faced by disabled people in a society. So to make them use our modern computer techniques and all, IT is providing some services in favor to them. So it includes design for all principle, then special products and services for them, and then adaptive and assistive technology. Now we can look what is adaptive and assistive technology in detail. So what is adaptive technology? So if a person with hearing impairment, or what we can say who is blind, and they need to use computers, then we have to provide some techniques for them, isn't it? So for that, the technologies which allows these people with disabilities to access computer resources is known as adaptive technology. So examples are given: low vision. So people with low vision, can use large compute monitors with high resolution, so they can see it for them. It will be easy for them to see. Then glare protection screen. Then for people who are blind, we can use speed synthesizers so they can listen. Then braille printers. Then for hearing impairment, there are interpreters, video conferencing. Then for mobility impairment, there are keyboard, macros, alternative keyboards, etc. etc. So here we can see how they are using computers. Now futuristic IT, something that we are talking about in the future. So artificial intelligence. So what is artificial intelligence? So now if we are creating many in the modern world, many robots, some everything are beyond our imaginary. We are creating things, so that things should work in a more human like fashion. So they should behave and work more in a human like fashion. So that is called as artificial intelligence. This artificial intelligence itself has many branches. So first one is robotics. Robotics, you know what is a robot and how robots work and all. In many abroad countries and all, robots are doing surgeries with doctors. So then in this picture we can see a remote. It's a robot rover, a remote controlled robot used by NASA to explore the surface of Mars. Then Lucy and orangutan robot also is developed. Then next branch of artificial intelligence is visual system. So in visual systems we are having hardware and software that permit computers to capture, store and manipulate visual image and pictures. So visual images and pictures are captured and stored by hardware and software. Then natural language processing, that is what when we are using computers, and all computers should understand and react to statements not in their usual commanding language, but in natural language, that is for our universal language, that is English. Then learning system. So computer changes it should change its function and what it changes function or react on situation based on feedback. Based on give our feedbacks, computer should react. That is included in learning system. Another branch is neural network. Here computer system that will act or function like our human brain. Next, expert system. It also consists of hardware and software that stores knowledge and then make inferences that is similar to our human experts. Next is virtual reality. Virtual reality, we have watched many 3D films and all, and games and all. So when we are wearing a glass, we can see things appearing in that means we are in that area to all things. Like if we see, for example, a butterfly is flying, and when we were kids, or we can see kids trying to catch them with our hands, but it's displayed on a screen far from us. So that's about virtual reality. It's a computer simulated environment, so that environment may be of a simulation of a real world or an imaginary world. They are primary visual experiences displayed on a screen in a 3D environment. Then, for examples of virtual reality games and 3D movies. Okay. So this virtual reality, then we can use it for the pilot or combat training also, for giving training to pilots and all. This virtual reality is used. So it's more advantages. It has more advantages. Next is biocomputing. So biocomputing, it's a multidisciplinary branch including many subjects. That means it includes aspects from biochemistry, molecular biology, genetics, chemistry, mathematics, computer science, biology, and physics. A lot more, isn't it? Then, what is biocomputing? From the term itself, we can know biocomputing means we are using computer techniques and tools in our biology. So it is using the principles and tools of computer science to model or algorithmically specify complex biological information systems and computational system with lifelike capabilities. That we can say simply, that is, we are just using the principles of that means tools and techniques of computer in our biology for storing and manipulating our biological information. So numerous government multi-agency programs are there, including Human Genome Project, the High Performance Computing and Communications Initiative, that is HPCC short form, the Human Brain Project, and other many related programs such as National Information Infrastructure and digital initiatives which have strong bio-related components. Okay, now they are having, next one is under its branch are the DNA computing. So DNA, what is DNA? We all know what is DNA. We are studying genetics, so there is nothing much to talk about it. DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid, the major information storage molecule in living cells. It's double stranded, and it have 4 nucleotides, and there are the 4 bases, that is adenine, guanine, cytosine, thymine, and these are the bases. We know that adenine pairs with thymine and guanine with cytosine only. And these bases are attached to sugar and phosphate molecules. And the 2 major functions we say that DNA do is coding for the production of proteins and self-replication. So one more thing we have to identify is that just learn is that principle behind DNA computing. So DNA computing can be defined as a processing techniques. That means it tries out a number of combination of several DNA strands. Okay, in DNA computing, combination of several DNA strands. A mini combination of several DNA strands is done to find out a biological problem, and that's the main thing we have to know about it. And only a brief description of this DNA computing and biocomputing and all is needed. So just to know what is DNA computing, the principle behind it, and there's some advantages and disadvantages of the same. Advantages: it perform millions of operations simultaneously. Then we have more amount of working memory. They're inexpensive because biological information is mainly used, and then we have distinct memory block that encodes bit. The disadvantages is that generating this solution means many large amount of memory is needed. So most oftenly it is impractical. Then DNA computers that could not replace traditional computers. So DNA computer means that's a DNA computer that we cannot use for when we sit as a traditional computer or as useful computers. And I hope everybody understood this topic. If any doubt is there, you can ask me. Okay, thank you.